In this tutorial, I'm going to cover your ideal customer profile, or what we also call your customer avatar. And I'm going to run you through a couple of common mistakes that marketers and business owners tend to do. Because especially when you begin building your business, it's the absolute core. It is essential to be crystal clear on who you're going to market to, who are you going to provide value to, and what problems you're going to solve. Because essentially what we say in marketing, if you try to market to everyone, you're not going to market to anyone. Now, if you're watching this video and you'll find some value for yourself in it, then please like the video. And if you have any thoughts or comments or feedback, just share it below in the comment section, please. And I'm also working on a little mini series around exactly this topic. So if you're interested in that, make sure to hit the subscribe button to my YouTube channel and also turn on the bell sign to get the notification each and every time such a video gets published. Your customer avatar or your ideal customer profile is the core of everything that you do in your business around advertising or producing content. If we miss to define that, we're gonna miss on everything else down the line, which is your ads, your tag name, your brand name, maybe your domain even, your website copy, your landing page copy, your email copy, and everything else around that. All right, now let's talk about your customer avatar and how we define it. A lot of people start off with like, oh yeah, my customer avatar, she is 35 to 45, she's email. This is her sort of job or profession, and these are the sort of activities that she really likes doing. And this is what engages her, and this is how she socializes, and usually online she hangs out on this and that platform. And often people stop here. But that's not enough. Because, you know, it is a really good start in the beginning to look at those labels like demographics, like gender and profession and age and probably where they live and household income and parental status and hobbies. But this is not all of it. These are all just labels. This is just a logical view onto those people. And this is exactly how your ideal customer would define himself or herself based on these labels. But the major problem with all of that is we're just touching the surface of what motivates people to take any kind of action. Because probably you've heard that before. People buy with emotions and then later they justify with logic. If our entire ideal customer profile only looks at these logical labels, then we're not bringing in the emotional aspect at all. Then our marketing message throughout our entire business is just looking at these logical aspects, and it's not talking about feelings, how to move people to take action. It's the emotions and the fears which motivate people to take any action. Think of it that way. Why as human beings want what we want? And why do we desire what we desire? And why do we do what we actually do? And why do we decide to take any action? It's because of the feeling that we'll get as a result of what we have done. Example, say you wanted to build your own business. Why are you doing that? Is it because you want to feel demotivated and crap as the end result of it? No, heck no, of course not. You want it because at the end of it, you see that you will feel fulfilled. You will do something around your passion. You will have the time freedom and the flexibility and also the financial freedom to do it. This is what stands behind your goals and your actions to create an online business. Remember, everything that we do is based on how we feel. Why would you book this once in a lifetime, very expensive holiday with your loved one? Is it because you think you will feel unmotivated and bored and upset and scared? Hell no! Yeah, it's because you're looking forward to that amazing time and you think how connected you will feel and that you're creating these unforgettable memories that will stay with you and your partner. It's all about how we feel. That's what motivates human beings. So keep that in mind when you define your own customer avatar, based around the feelings. And when we talk about feelings, do you know actually what's the biggest motivation for people to move forward? It's when you move them from a place of discomfort or fear or unhappiness and scarcity into a space where they're comfortable and they're happy and they experience abundance and positive vibes and emotions. When we look at our own products and services that we offer and the value that they provide, we often just look at the solution. But think about your product and service and from what state of mind it can move a potential customer into which target state of mind. How does their life look different with your product or service? And what's the value that it provides to their life? Understand your potential customer by connecting to their fears and pain and problems. And ask yourself questions like, how does their normal day look like? What do they experience every day in their life? What are their frustrations? What are their pains? And what are their problems? And what is it that they look into changing? And if they keep on doing what they're doing and they had their pain and problem going on, how would their life look like? And is there anyone else affected by them staying in the state where they are? Do they have any potential irrational fears around your product and service or around the topic, around their pain? And what are the implications to all of this? Get onto this thought in your messaging and help your potential customer to make this major transition in thinking around how they perceive their pain and problem and make them aware actually of their pain and problem. Enable them to have this epiphany around, again, their pains and their problem, like to make them have this wow effect where they realize, oh my God, this is what I get if I keep doing what I'm doing. You gotta connect with them and meet them exactly where they are at, because then they will be ready to look at your solution and to look at the value that it provides. Help them change their life, help them change their situation, and help them change their circumstances. But keep one thing in mind, when you bring in your solution, think about other solutions they might have potentially looked at before and what were the problems around those other solutions and how is your product and service different to all the competitors. So what can you do to move them from a space where they're unhappy into a space where they're totally happy? It is by connecting to their pain and problems and then showing them how you can add value and what's the potential solution for them. And what else we want? We want to help them face their fear, perhaps their deepest irrational fears. And once they face their fear and they take action towards your product, it will help them solve their problem in their life. That's the kind of language to inspire and motivate people. And this is how you communicate the emotional value behind it and also the real value for their life. Your customer avatar, your ideal customer, is defined based on the language of how they feel. They don't care about labels, they don't care whether they are 35 or 55 and whether they're male or female or something. That's not the point. It is really by connecting through the language of how they feel. Now let's look again at the solution that your product provides and ask yourself, how would your clients feel going from that pain and problem into a space of value and solution? How would their life look like after they have gone through the entire transition? And when you get clear about all of that, who they are and what are their pains and their problems and their fears, you will be able to move them from there into a whole different state. And this is the core and the foundation about everything else that you do in your business. From your front-end ads, to your landing pages, to your website, to your sales funnel, to your marketing copy, and also essentially to the script of your sales team. If you've got a sales team that connects to your customers one-on-one, it is through this language of emotion and feelings how you reach them exactly where they're at. That's how you connect to human beings and inspire them that you are the solution to their problems. And once again, defining your customer avatar and having your customer avatar doesn't mean that you're only going to attract those sort of people. But what it does is it ensures a consistent messaging. You have an imaginary person in mind that you're talking to always coming from the same spot and you meet them exactly where they're at. Now, if you were watching this and you found value for yourself in this video, please like it. And if you have any thoughts or comments or feedbacks, please put it to the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. And Just so you know, I'm currently doing a little mini-series around these sort of topics, and if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified each and every time when such a video gets published. It's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks, and I just want to make sure that you don't miss out on them. And now, just thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this helps, and see you in the next video. Bye for now.